Hi YouTube, welcome to my kitchen. I'm a bit late with this video. It's on Transformers Prime episode 15, Shadowzone. What can I say about this episode is that it's by far the worst episode they've done. When we're watching Transformers and watching this series, it gets to a point where it starts making no sense, and this is where it is now. It's all about Dark Energy, and Megatron may have came back last series. You saw at the end of the last episode, Megatron will not make the same mistake. He quoted these words, as he does a lot. He has done many mistakes before, but he will not do one that he's going to let get away from him each time. And that mistake is teaching Starscream a lesson and showing him who's in command. And in the end, Starscream still doesn't get it, because you cannot have a Starscream who does not disobey Megatron. It will not be Starscream. So, I ask you, so you're going to ask me, what's this episode all about? It's about Starscream from having the original piece of Dark Energy, what was inside Megatron, and he wants to bring his own army, because he has studied Megatron how to use it, and he can control like his dead or the dead Cybertronians. He breaks half of it off, goes to Skyquake's grave, and he puts one half into Skyquake's body and the other half into himself. So it's kind of the same thing as in Transformers animated, when he was making Skywalker, Thundercracker, Slipstream, Sunstreaker, Ramjet. Is it Ramjet? No, it is Ramjet. Making clones of himself by taking a bit of Starscream's own Allspark fragment. But Eagle is not going as according to plan as Starscream thinks, because at the same time the Autobots are finding a Dark Energy signal. They automatically think it's Megatron. So Prime takes out Bumblebee, Bulkhead and Ratchet and leaves RC behind. Ratchet's very reluctant not to go, but Prime just states out, "You're the specialist, we'll be needing your help." Sorry, my camera. And we get a good bit up to there, and Meikle, being Meikle, says zombicons, and being a finger extremist and basically extreme freak, and basically extreme freak, likes all the fast, heavy, moving, saying, "Oh, I'm not going to miss out on this," and Prime just basically says no. So she goes, so they all bridge out, and Meikle says to Bulka, bring the hurt. So, Jack and Raphael saying, this is the very first time Miko has ever said or ever came across that she weren't interested in going. And they automatically think the same thing, she's up to something, because she is. She jumps off a chair, runs out as the ground bridge into Skyquake's graveyard, and drops her phone as Jack and Raphael tries to stop her, but she actually overpowers them both, and they're all three of them going. So they all find out where Skyquake's grave is, and they have the usual Autobot Decepticon kind of thing. And Starscream's being Starscream, saying, you cannot touch me with dark energy flowing through my circuits. Yeah. Predictable. So, you're thinking, this episode is called Shadowzone. Why is it? Why am I going on about the desert? Now, here's the thing. Starscream's arm drops off after a blast from Optimus Prime. He asks for, he's saying, why isn't it working? Why isn't Skyquake coming alive? So, the Autobots ask for their ground bridge, and there's two ground bridges at the same time. And they're interacting with each other, making a whirlpool. So Prime says, kids, get in to our bridge, and Ratchet says something's wrong. Bulka says we've got to get him out there. He runs out to the Autobots ground bridge. It blows up into the face, and then that's half the episode. Now is the other half. Most disappointing of it. The three kids are lying unconscious on the ground with all the Autobots. Starscream's disappeared back to the Nemesis. So, this is the first time we ever hear the Decepticon spaceship is called the Nemesis. So, we're there. And they find out Skyquake's grave's emptied, and say, where has he gone? And they're just saying, excuse me, Miko, and Jack saying, can't you hear us? And they can't, because they're in an alternate dimensions in the same place. So, at the end of the day, the Autobots bridge back to their own headquarters, saying, where's the kids? Haven't they returned? No, didn't you see him? Usual conversation. And Ratchet saying, oh, there's something wrong. Something might have happened due to this dual space bridge. So Skyquake was also took in to the Shadowzone. And Raphael says, we're in the same place at the same time, but in alternate realities, like a dead zone or shadow zone. So there we have it, Shadow Zone. Then it's one big chase scene around the Shadow Zone. Skyquake's chasing the kids. Kids are running away with their lives. That's it. That's all there is. All this episode is. but they find out. You know, I said before, Miko dropped a phone. They tried ringing the phone. They found the phone on the floor. So RC tries contacting Jack, and Raphael makes a point. Maybe they can't hear us, or they can connect to us, but they can't hear us because we might be going at supersonic speeds. So all they're saying, and Jack turns around and says, maybe if we can't hear us, maybe they can reach us by a text. So they end up running and texting. And there's a text. Basically what was on the text is, being chased by a zombie, alternate dimension, help. That's it. They've transferred it over to Ratchet, and they basically trip Bridges and back, and Starscream finds out is the other half of the Dark Energon is waking up. So he goes back and he says, Skyquake, come to me. And that's basically it. It's not the best episode I've seen of Transformers Prime. The second worst one would actually be Scrapler. But you had more emotion and more continuity between the Autobots and the humans in that one. This one's just an action one, and it's not much action. So I hope episode 16 won't be as bad as this one. I don't know what it's called, but hopefully next week I will be on time with my Transformers Prime vlogs, and I'll see you then.